Good evening. I'm Leon Taylor with McNairy.info.com, and I'm here today. I want this segment is going to meet the candidates, those that are running for the assessor of property in McNairy County. That you're going to be going to the ballots to cast your vote pretty soon, and I wanted the opportunity to talk with each one of them. And I have with me today Mr. Jernigan, who's running for assessor of property here in McNairy County. How you doing, Keith?
Pretty good, Leon. You?
Man, I'm doing great, man.
I appreciate the opportunity, and you're doing a good service for McNairy County, and I appreciate you putting the information out to the citizens and letting them know that what all's going on in the county. You know, I appreciate that.
Thank you, Keith. I appreciate you taking time out there, because I think it'd be good for those. At least we can say it's out there. The information is out there for those to see that may not have been. You know, my thing has always been trying to put a face with the position and personality too, because it's good. A lot of times you can see a sign with a name, but you have no idea what kind of person is behind it. A candidate with a sign or a name, you don't know nothing about the candidate. But I wanted McNairy County to get a chance to meet each candidate today. And
well, we've all got signs scattered throughout the county, and you know, a lot of people see the signs and see the names, but they don't necessarily.
Yeah.
You know, they may not have saw us. And I tell you what, it's one of the hardest things. You don't really realize how big this county is.
Yeah.
Until you start going over. You know, you got from Acton to Fanger, from
Mickey,
all the way to Hardeman County line, 57 all the way to, you know.
Yeah. It's a big county. It's a large county, and hopefully, and really, I almost wanted to name McNairy Now Info county government for dummies, but I thought somebody might get offended. But I'm talking about I'm the dummy, so I said, but I'm gonna find out what's going on, and I want to be a part of the process. And the only way I can find out is by me doing video. I said, well, I might as well capture it. As I've learned, somebody else can.
And like I said, it is great service, and the county appreciates it, and I know the citizens do as well. If you see Leon out sometime, you know, thank him, because he's doing this on his own. You know, he does care about McNairy County. How long have you been here now?
Been here 5 years now.
5 years. Yeah. 5-year citizen, and tremendous service he is providing, and we do appreciate that.
Thank you, Keith. Well, Keith, let's get down to the business of this assessor of property.
Right.
I got a few questions I want to ask you, so everybody else know. First of all, what political affiliation are you?
Well, to be honest with you, I vote for the best man.
Okay. So you kind of independent.
I am independent. You know, all the counties around us run the candidates for political offices in the county, no matter what offices it is. Hardeman County, for instance, just went, they all run independent. And that's one thing I believe in, and one thing I'm going to try to push, because I do believe that it's very important. I don't think we as elected citizens in this county need to have a political agenda, a political party agenda, you know, when it comes to helping the county, because we're all in this together.
Yeah.
Everybody, I haven't run into anybody, and I've been going door to door and talking to as many people as I can, and I have yet to find one citizen that does not want McNairy County to prosper.
Yeah, and that's my thing. You know, I share that same sentiment, Keith.
Right.
You know, I think whatever political affiliation we got, sometimes we need to push that aside to do what's good for our county.
We do.
This is where we live.
You know, and it brings up a good point. I mean, I've been on the commission for the last 10 years, and you know that. You come and interviewed and done some commission meetings. But sometimes being on the commission, it puts you into spots where you don't necessarily like to be.
Okay.
You have to, you know, it comes down, sometimes you have to make a decision between this friend or this friend.
Okay.
And that's something I've never done. I've never shied away from a vote.
Okay.
Never. In 10 years I've been there, I may have missed 4 to 5 meetings in 10 years. and my son was on the, two state championship baseball teams, one reason, and I think I did have a funeral or something the other time too, but, I've always been there. I've made the tough decisions. Some of them weren't as popular as others, but you know, I mean,
Just for the sake of the record, at the last meeting, you were one of those that actually voted no on the wheel tax.
right.
Okay.
If I can't, and I owe the citizens, we as a commission,
Okay.
I feel like I owe the citizens of McNairy County an explanation of where their money is going. We need a plan in place, and a detailed explanation of where Mr. Leon's money is going, where my money is going. You work hard for your money. Most of the McNairy County citizens works hard for their money. They deserve at least an explanation to where their money's going and what their money's going to do. You know, I feel like that's the very least we can do as a county and as a commission. We are represented to represent the people. That's what we are. Our districts, we've got 7 districts inside the county, and there's 3 commissioners elected per district. What? The people, just your friends, your neighbors, you know, inside your district that elect you to stand up for them. And at least, you know, getting back to the hard decisions. Yes, sometimes we have to make hard decisions that is not very popular, but at least if we have to make those decisions, at least I'm going to be able to go back to my constituents and say, here's what happened, here's where your money's going, and you know, please understand.
You want to represent the ones you represent.
That's and the same thing in the assessor's office. I mean,
That's what I was just fit to ask you next. Can you take that same, it ain't hardness, but it's sometimes things unpopular.
yes, and you know, I'm here to represent the people,
Okay.
the taxpayer,
Okay.
the one that keeps this county going. That's the ones I'm here to represent, the hard-working people of McNairy County.
Okay.
And
Let me ask you, just one other thing, then, and like I said, this is because of information I want to know.
right.
Okay, if elected
Mm-hmm.
for assessor property, what does that do? Do you have to vacate your seat on the county commission?
I really don't think the elected official, I don't think a person can hold 2 elected offices inside McNairy County. You know, if it comes down to vacating the county commission seat, yes, and we will work hard to find somebody within our district to replace that empty seat that will treat the people the way they want to be treated and represented.
Okay, that was just something I wanted to know, because I know you are on the county commission, and if elected, I didn't know what makes you, in your mind, a better candidate for this office?
Well, you know, first of all, let me say, Lane, that we have 4 great candidates running.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not saying anything bad about nobody.
Okay.
I appreciate everybody running a clean race.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody's done fantastic. You know, it's all about hard working. It's about getting out and talking to people. It's about seeing folks. Some of the candidates have a little more time than I do, which I work in Jackson now.
Okay.
And, you know, I've still got a family to support as is, and whatever the outcome of this election is, which I feel good about it. You know, I think the people realize that I've stood for them, and you know, I represent them. I'm their spokesperson, and in that office, I think it will carry over from the county commission to the assessor of property, and knowing that they can come in there, they can sit down, we'll talk about, hey, come on in, we'll have a cup of coffee, we'll sit down, we'll talk about your issues. If we need to go look at something, let's go. I'm here to help. That's the way all the offices in the courthouse, every one of them, need to be. And for the most part, they are, you know?
Well, so then, what in your mind is the most pressing issue with the assessor of property at this point in time that inspired you to even really want to run for the office?
And don't get me wrong, man, I'm not saying anything bad about nobody. The past office holders have done a relatively good job in their position. Miss Betty Ash is retiring this time.
Okay.
It's going to be an open seat, and I see opportunities in that office that we can help McNairy County progress, move forward. You know, and a lot of people don't realize too that job affects every citizen in McNairy County.
Yeah.
Every citizen in McNairy County. If you're 18 or older, you're out on your own. If you rent, if you own, that affects you.
Okay.
You know, the assessor assesses the value of the property. The older generation called it tax assessor.
Yeah.
They got away from the word tax, but just I think it was a sound of it or something. But it's the assessor of property sets the values on your property, and it's like, say you owned a convenience store out here, and you was going to put a candy bar. It was up to you to put it at 40 cents or $1.
All right.
Well, you're still going to pay the same tax rate, right?
Yeah.
But you set either the 40 cents for the candy bar or the $1 for the candy bar. Which one are you going to pay the most tax on? 40 cents or $1?
Yeah. I follow you on that.
Although both figures have the same tax rate.
Okay.
So that's where the assessor's job is valuable and very important to every citizen in this county. Is, you know, they can either appraise your house at $100,000 or $125,000. But it's the same tax rate. The tax rate don't change there, but you're going to pay more on the $125,000 taxes than you would a $100,000 assessment.
Okay.
So whether you rent or own, the assessor's role in your life is very important because it's directly going to have an effect on your pocketbook.
Okay, I got you. So, and with that officer, I guess there's a lot of should be with personal common sense discretion.
You're exactly right. I mean, it is. You know, we don't live in Nashville, Tennessee. We don't live in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
You know, we don't live in Memphis.
Yeah.
Our community, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because we have a lot of people moving in because it is a cheaper lifestyle than some of the major cities, and especially up north. But with that in mind, we have to realize that the property values here is not going to be the same as it is across the state of Tennessee.
Yeah.
You know, we've got an unemployment rate right now of almost 6%, 5-point-something%. A lot of people, the household income of this county is less than $36,000 a year. A certain percentage of them, very high percentage, now I don't want to give the fact because I don't want somebody coming back and saying, well, you said this wrong, but a very high percentage of the people in McNairy County is retired folks, or they're living on fixed incomes and or both. So the assessor has to keep that in mind when assessing property, because it will affect their pocketbooks. If you rent, your landlord is going to charge you more if his taxes goes up because it's costing him more. If you own property, well then that's, and two, I think the assessor of property can help sell your property. You know, if you're wanting to sell your property before the next reappraisal program, I think the assessor has a responsibility to tell you of some things you could do to help sell your property.
To help increase the value.
To help increase the values. You know, and the same thing, you know, if you're going to stay there, I think they they can say, well, you know, if you're thinking about doing this, well, then that's gonna increase your, you know, I think we have a responsibility in all county government, all officials in all county government, to help the taxpayers and the citizens of this county, because I can help you. And I promise you, it's gonna help me in the long run.
Okay.
If I can put $10 more in your pocket, well then, hopefully you're gonna take that $10 and go out here and buy a hamburger, hot dog, drinks, or something like that at one of the stores and spend your money locally. So the more money we can put back into the economy, the more it's gonna help us.
And now, the other side of that too, is as the property assessor, you have a responsibility to the job role as well.
That's right, that's right. You do have state guidelines that you have to follow.
Yeah, and that is, I think as I remember right now, it's 48% of the budget comes from property.
Right around that. Again, you know, I'd have to, but I don't have a
well, let me
budget.
ask you, does that create pressure on the property, of the assessor of property when the county budget is struggling?
Well, it shouldn't, Leon, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Now, I don't care what kind of shape, if you're the assessor, shouldn't care what kind of shape, don't take this wrong, but that shouldn't have any involvement in your decisions.
Okay.
Assessing property. That would not be fair to the general public and
what you
citizens.
said, so what I'm getting, it's very important
Mhm.
who gets in that office.
Yes, very important.
Because they have to be prepared with the citizens as well as the county.
Well, and here's the thing. You know, I talked about the candy bar a while ago,
Okay.
40 cents on the dollar, but you're paying the same tax rate. Well, either one of those can raise your taxes.
Okay.
Either one of those, if they're affected, changes what comes out of your pocket.
Okay.
Now, we have on the county commission, we've been fortunate enough, and I have too, to be able to vote to reduce the property tax rate
Okay.
3 times in my tenure on the commission. And
Have they been successful?
yes,
Okay.
you know, the county commission has a job to do along with the assessor. The assessor's role is to value and assess property fairly.
Fairly. Okay. Yeah.
At a fair market value
Yeah.
for McNairy County.
Okay.
Not Memphis or Nashville again, you know. We don't live there, but they have a role to play this for the citizens.
Mm-hmm.
The county commission has a role to play with the survival and the well-being of the county's monies
Okay.
and financial well-being. The property tax is one of the main things that the county gets to operate the county off of.
Okay.
That's one of the main monies that they get to operate the county off of. Now, the county commission's responsibility is, if they see fit, last resort preferably, would be to raise the tax rate.
Okay.
So the assessor of property, and I hope all the candidates realize this, the assessor of property should not really be, and I'm not going to say concerned, but they shouldn't, that's the commission's job to be, to take care of the financial responsibility of
Where
the
they gonna
county.
get the budget?
Right. That's the county commission's role.
The assessor's job is to assess.
The assessor's job is to assess the properties fairly
Yeah.
among the, you know, for every citizen. I don't care, again, I don't care if you're Democrat, if you're Republican, independent,
Whatever.
libertarian, whatever you are, I don't care.
Yeah.
To me, you're a McNairy County citizen that I'm gonna be here to help.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's what all those should be able to do. It is elected officials.
So, if elected, Keith, Well,
Well, I don't know if I want to say if, I like to say when.
all right, I like the positive.
There you go. We got, you know, we got a good campaign.
Yeah, but, we'll win, if it win. What do you think be one of your first priorities?
Well, one of the first priorities, and I've been told by a lot of the general public are going out and getting to meet, you know, who I can and you know, when I can, get to meet the public door to door and talking to them one-on-one.
And how important is that to any office, really, your rapport with the citizens?
Oh, it's-
And they feeling comfortable coming and knowing, believing that you be fair with them. How, do you see this as important?
Well, and I'll answer that with a question. Would you rather sit down with somebody that'll chew your head off every time you walk in the office, or would you rather sit down with somebody that'll cut up, come on in, let's have a cup of coffee, or, you know? It's very important.
I think so.
And I'll tell you something else that I've learned in the last little while, and being on the commission, again, I refer back to that, because I've learned a lot about county government and the way things work, and I think that experience is a necessity.
Okay.
You know,
But I think it's an advantage point.
it is an advantage point, because you understand a lot more, you understand how things
Yeah.
tries to work and does work, and, you know, you understand a lot more about county government and being able to accomplish things than what, you know, somebody new coming to the game.
I got you. I got you.
But, you know, one thing I have learned is we have, and I had one approach me the other night, we have prospective businesses they allowed to walk into any office in that courthouse. I had one come up to me and tell me he was a guy that I'm trying to help right now, that is looking at McNairy County into bringing jobs in here.
Okay.
And he was telling me that he has walked in some, you know, to office in the courthouse, and I'm not going to say which one,
Okay.
but one or two he was not well pleased with.
So as far as being first treatment, as far as the.
Well, and being able to help and
As far as the information he was able
yes,
to get.
yes, and you know, getting back to that, you know, you've got to have the personality
Yeah.
in the office that you don't know who they are. They may be
Well,
anybody.
I want to inject something right there because, and that's for anybody that see this video and from now, it don't cost a lot just to be nice.
no.
I mean, old preacher that he used to have a saying, it's nice to be important. She said, but it's more important
To be nice.
to be nice.
That's right.
And it don't cost us nothing to
That's
be
right.
nice and courteous with one another.
That's right.
And that's just a conversion. But I've seen people, not just here, everywhere, I mean, all through life, they get in a position, they get arrogant.
Yes.
They get, you know, they ain't got time for nobody. I think that's
And watch out for
sad
that. When it-
position. Matter of fact, that's a turnoff for people. And all of a sudden get nice when it's time to come around for election and go, you know.
That's what I fix. Like, watch out for that too. You know, if you see somebody out on the street next year, or you saw them last year,
Yeah.
you know, and you spoke to them, and you know they had a kind of a little bit of an attitude. Remember that when it comes to election time, because they're going to try to put them in
But
the game
don't just
face.
judge them on that time. They could be having a bad day. I always do, but after 2 or 3 times, I
Well,
can't.
exactly, you're exactly right. And you will are always entitled to a bad day or that.
But I just wanted to throw that in because I think that's important. It ain't got nothing to do with the assessor's office.
That's
I don't
right.
care what
Right.
office it is.
Right.
You know, once you get people to vote for you and they put their confidence in you, and then you get in a position, I don't care if it's too much, if it's too hard, but you can still be nice. You can
It don't
still
cost
be
anything.
cursed. That don't cost you nothing.
Don't cost nothing.
You know, and I'm throwing that one in for free, McNairy County.
Well, and two, you know, it's like I said, you never know who's gonna walk in.
Yeah.
You don't know their life story, you don't know who they are, what they're dealing with, what they're going through,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, one thing about elected officials, though, you are a servant of
Yes,
the people.
of the people.
They put you
Right.
there. And I mean, just because you on the first or second day of the job and you feel you got 2 or 4 more years, you know, you never know who you're gonna need.
That's exactly right. You're exactly right. I've learned
fulfill
that.
that job.
I had a guy tell me when I started working Jackson. Older guy, been there quite a while. I've been there 24 years, been dedicated, just like I would be to McNairy, and I have been to McNairy County. But anyway, 24 years I've been there. But when I started to work in Jackson, I had a guy tell me, and I've always remembered this too. He said, "Remember, son, you can learn something from anybody."
Yeah, that's a true statement.
From anybody. And he pointed to the janitor at that time. He pointed to him while he was talking to him. And you know, I've remembered that, and I've paid attention to it, and it's exactly right. You never know who's going to be in the opportunity to help you. You never know what's going to come down
Yeah.
your path and the road you're taking.
Well, I
to
gotta
where you
ask
need
this.
somebody.
I gotta ask this. Do you feel you have a real passion to want to do this?
Oh, man. I don't think there's anybody in this county that has more of a passion to help. My hometown, I grew up here, I was born here, Dr. Paler delivered me in McNairy County General Hospital. I was born here, I was raised here, I've raised my kids here, I've graduated McNairy Central, my parents are from here, you know, we go back a long way in McNairy County. I love this place, and I do not want it. I really don't like the direction that we've been headed the last several years. I mean, when I was a kid, you know, we had so much more stuff to do in the county. Man, I want to get us back to that. At least, I mean, you know, we don't need to regress. We need to progress. We don't need a can't-do attitude.
Okay.
We've got to have a we are going to attitude, and have a whatever it takes attitude. We've got to get more jobs in this town. We've got to keep our citizens here. And I've heard this argument over and over and over. Education level of McNairy County is going to limit our jobs. Well, okay, but that's like saying which came first, the chicken or the egg. We have graduated so many people from UT McNairy up here. We have graduated so many people from McNairy Central that has went on to further their education and to become doctors, lawyers, pharmacists, you name it. Information technology, I mean, just whatever. We have graduated so many people, but they have to leave McNairy County because we don't have anything
And you know,
here at the town.
That's really, I mean, I understand it, but it's kind of brings a sadness.
It does.
Over, not just McNairy County, but any community,
Yes,
any small
yes.
community, because of lack of opportunities.
That's right.
You know?
And you know, it's kind of like that movie, you know, that if you build it, they will come, you know, the baseball fan. Well, and I believe that. You know, I travel every day, 40 miles one way to work, 80-mile round trip every day. People will travel 40, 50, 60 miles. I know one guy drives back and forth to Memphis
If you got
every
something to
day.
offer, if you got something to offer.
If we have something to offer.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're not only looking at what McNairy County has, where we would grow as a county is to bring people in, put our citizens to work at McNairy County first.
Okay.
Then that's when you start attracting people from out of county in to work here. If people realized how much money that our citizens leaving McNairy County every day is spending outside of McNairy County, because they work outside of McNairy County, I can tell you, I can testify to it firsthand. I probably spend $20,000 to $25,000 a year outside of McNairy County because I work outside of McNairy County.
Okay.
You know, and think about how many people you know works outside of McNairy County. Whether it's at Dover, whether it's at Caterpillar, or excuse me, TISCA, Dover, Caterpillar, Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, just to name a few, there's, you know, and some people travel even further. Like I said, I know some people that go to Memphis to work.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to retain those dollars, keep them here at home, keep them from escaping McNairy County, and we wouldn't have a budget issue, I can promise you.
Well, now that's gonna come back to, you know, once, in order to go that, back to that assessor.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly right.
And I just think that I appreciate the opportunity, Keith, to sit here, talk with you. It's
You know,
enjoyable, and it seems like you fired up for.
well, you know, I'm so excited, and I hope the people give me the opportunity to serve them. I will be a servant for the people. When elected by the people, that's what we are. You know, we're here to serve the county. Give me the chance to keep the assessor's office open. First thing we can do to help now, keep the assessor's office open.
Okay.
Open. Monday through Friday. Nobody that I know of, you get off on Wednesday, you know, when you're working, do you get off on Wednesday, every Wednesday?
In fact, that's one of my work days.
Exactly. And for 99.9% of the people in this county, Wednesdays is work days. We don't need to be shutting that office down on Wednesdays. We need to be open Monday through Friday and a half a day on Saturday to give our citizens the opportunity that's working out of town.
Is there, well, like you said, to give the citizens, well, then I see your point now.
Mm-hmm.
There's citizens that work out of McNairy County.
Exactly.
The only time they can do their business
Is on Saturday.
is on Saturday.
Right.
I follow you now. So so if you elected, that will be one thing you going.
That's going to be the first time. And you can do it without. I schedule right at 90 people every day.
Mm-hmm.
They're scheduled. You can do that by schedule changes in the office.
Rather than budget increase.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right.
It's simple fix, and trust me, I know the majority of McNairy County residents expect it. They've told me that they need that office open.
Okay.
Now, and it's public record, you can go back and look. That office will pay almost $70,000 a year. I'm used to working 60 and 70 hours a week.
Okay.
Monday through Friday and a half day on Saturday will be like a vacation for me.
Okay.
You know, honest. And people ask me, well, Keith, what's your personal benefit out of it? Believe it or not, and there's two or three. Believe it or not, one of the greatest satisfactions I can have as a person, as a human, is being able to know that I helped somebody. You know, when you give, if you give to St. Jude, or you give to Carl Perkins Center, you give to a charity, man, that makes you feel good. It makes you feel wonderful, deep down inside. Well, that's the same way that it makes me feel if I'm able to help somebody, and especially the people in my hometown, in my home community, my county. You know, that makes, but anyway, it makes it easier to lay your head on your pillow at night and go to sleep.
That's fulfilling for you.
You know, and two, I'd like to get back to the county. I'd like to work in McNairy County. That would be another one of my personal benefits.
Okay.
Is, man, I get to drive
I'm home.
6-8 miles,
Yeah.
6-8 miles to work every day.
Yeah.
My goodness, I mean that is.
Yeah.
That would be, and be close to my family, be close
Yeah.
to my kids. You know, man, that would be so great.
Yeah.
And you know, Leon, this is a job interview. It's a job interview for the citizens of McNairy County electing somebody for this job.
Okay.
I'm asking the citizens right now to please consider me as your next assessor of property. I do feel good about the campaign. I've had great response going door to door. I will work hard. I will keep the office open. I will work diligently to gain you businesses in here, and part of the way you do that, you tax them right. You set their taxes fairly to where they shouldn't have to go to Nashville every year and fight their taxes and win. That's the thing about it. They're going to Nashville. Some of those businesses here in McNairy County goes before the equalization boards and win time after time after time. Now, Leon, would you, as a business owner, would you want to move to a county that has that type of reputation and that history of, if I'm a business, I'm going to go have to fight?
Yeah, well, we got to make the climate friendly.
That's right, exactly.
You know, I think, and of course now, I feel your passion, and I wish you all the luck.
Right.
And the blessings going along with it. Yeah, that's another thing. McNairy County, by common who I am, y'all know me. Some of you just meet me as Mr. Leon Taylor, but I'm Pastor Taylor. I pastor here, and I'm new at this. But I'm a preacher from the inside out.
Now, what church you?
Mount Zion Baptist Church here in Selma.
Mount Zion.
Yeah, and but I've been here, and I'm so glad to talk with you, Keith.
Oh,
man, and enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed when I met you at the commission meeting the other night, and like I said, now all the candidates, I believe all of them nice.
They're great guys.
I'm trying to do a community system. Now y'all gonna put me into a big tricks in between, because right now, I'm undecided about, maybe after today, after talking to everyone, I can come to a conclusion.
Well, and I hope the citizens of McNairy County can. And like I said, I will do all I can for each individual citizen. I'll help you. I'm the only candidate out there that has put themselves in the limelight of the public's eye for the past 10 years.
Okay.
They know, I hope, that they know where I stand with the people. And I stand for them. I fight for the taxpayers. I try to do the right thing. And, common sense goes a long way.
It really does.
And like you said, being nice and being friendly don't cost a thing.
And good judgment,
Good judgment, that's right.
Yeah, and but thank you, Keith, for the time you spent there. I've enjoyed it, man.
Well, I appreciate it.
I've enjoyed it, and so you heard it. You got a chance to meet Keith Jernigan, who's running this for Assessor property here in McNairy County. I'm Leon Taylor with McNairyNowInfo.com. And listen, tell somebody, share the link of the site. We're in the process. I just want to try to make it available so we can have the knowledge and meet the folks. And when I get through running all these interviews with the different places, so far I don't want to be like the fella when I'm packing up and I'm getting out of town, but I'm meeting people. Right. And I'm learning, and as I'm learning, I thought it'd be good to capture
community involvement.
And you got to be involved. Yeah,
community involvement. Please get involved.
Everybody needs to be involved. That's what makes a community. Everybody has to be involved in some way, and everybody's part is important.
Exactly. Don't run the county down. We all have different political views.
Yeah.
We all have our own personal opinions, but I can promise you, if you run the officials down, if you run this county down, always being negative, that's going to portray.
Well, it's going to run yourself down. I mean, I used to use this illustration. No need And, you know, I tell the husband and wife,
Yeah.
don't go out and talk about one another, and then
No.
going right back home and
That's
get
right.
together every night, you know. Where we live, we got to learn to live and work together, and it happens. And we ain't no two people.
We've got to pull together as a
Yeah.
community.
There are some things that we can
To
pull, that
work
we have
together.
to pull together for the good of the
That's
whole.
right.
And that means it ain't gonna be totally like any of us.
That's
They
right.
really like it, but it's for the good of the whole. And it's for the good of kids, grandkids, those
Future
yeah,
generations
future
is-
generation. And until we get, you know, I think one of the biggest problems nationwide now
Oh, it is.
that we got too much selfishness.
Right.
People want it my way, you know, if not, I'm gonna take the ball and go home.
Exactly.
And it's hurting us as a whole, and I pray and hope that that kind of spirit don't get in McNairy County.
That's right.
Because
Always show whatever's going on in our community. I will ask citizens, please, don't portray it outside of McNairy. Don't, you know, really, if it's, come to the county commission meetings, express your views, express your opinions. Just come and be involved.
Yeah.
But please don't run the, you know, it's, don't say nothing bad about, it's a family.
Yeah.
We're all family
Yeah.
in McNairy County. We're all one big family.
And the other thing is, and you know, I know we got off the candidate, but I'm inserting this. I may have to cut it out. But, another thing is that either we all win
Or we all lose.
or we all lose.
That's right. That's where I'm getting at, you know. Let's fight to win.
Yeah, yeah, and thank you, Keith, for coming, man, and appreciate it, and I wish you best of luck.
Mr. Tyler, I appreciate what you do.
Let's tell them when early voting starts and.
Early voting starts, today is Thursday,
Uh-huh.
July the 14th.
Yeah,
Tomorrow starts early voting, July the 15th,
Okay.
and it'll run through July the 30th.
okay,
So, please, it's convenient to go early vote. If you're in Selmer, stop by the old Pickwick building, the McNairy County Annex building.
Okay.
Stop by there, go in there and say hello to Joni and Miss Pat Blanton. And she's got some workers in there. They're all great people. They will help you any way they can. And you know, go by there.
It
And
starts tomorrow.
It starts tomorrow, July the 15th.
Okay.
Goes through the 30th. And of course, election day is August the 4th.
August 4th. All right. You have it. I've been talking with candidate Keith Jernigan running for Assessor property here in McNairy Town. I'm Leon Taylor with McNairyNowInfo.com. Until next time, we will.
I'll ask you for your vote.
All right.
Appreciate it.